Kevalam, Bhavanam 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 Kevalam. Bhavanam Kevalam, 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 Bhavanam Kevalam. Bhavanam Kevalam, 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 Bhavanam Kevalam. Bhavanam Kevalam, 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 Bhavanam Kevalam. Bhavanam Kevalam, oh Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam, Bhavanam Kevalam, Bhavanam, Bhavanam Kevalam.
So nice.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you. Next time, you, okay? Welcome to our weekly online storytelling sharing. And I'm very happy that I can see more and more pictures from story props and videos from children telling stories. And I hope every class you can get new ideas to share with your children and bring more stories into the classroom. And actually, the idea of this Monday evening is just to show practical applications. Um, but Emmy sent me a request, and I tried about the psychology of storytelling. So last time I sent you already a short article on the science of storytelling. Actually, storytelling can be used as a model, as a framework for psychic development of children. And so children, through stories, they can develop different aspects of their personalities because every story has a certain archetypal meaning. Archetype, Yuanxin in Chinese, archetype means it is a deep unconscious picture that we have in our mind. And there are certain universal uh, of values and universal ideas that we bring out. So for example, I don't know if you remember, we had a story about Baby Circle. And Baby Circle is actually running away. And she goes outside and she's by herself and she gets lost. Now this idea of abandonment is a universal concept. And so any child that hears a story about abandonment will be very much interested what will happen in the story. And so this story connects the child this through the archetype of this story. And so that's the basic psychic uh, level is insecurity. So storytelling can help children deal with insecurity. And all of us, we have insecurity, but some people can handle insecurity better. Now, children who learn through stories how in stories children handle abandonment, they can cope better with the sense of being abandoned in their own life. And so in our yoga philosophy, we would call that the basic first layer of our mind, our physical security. And so Little Red Riding Hood, the Three Little Pigs, all these stories actually attract attention through the sense of being abandoned and then overcoming this. And then the second level is the community. And so through the community, we find security, we find protection. And so like today, we are telling stories about, is this my father? Or the big egg. And so belonging to a family unit is, and stories about this and stories that break the unit and then come together again, this feeling attracts children very much because it deals with this need for community. And so we have the first level is physical security, the second is community. Now the third one is independence. And so in the stories that where a child actually develops their own identity in the society. And so far we haven't done those stories yet. I think it will come later in our series. And so there you see children, they leave home and then they solve the problems in the world by themselves. And so they become actually independent. So you can say like Snow White, she leaves the home and slowly she develops in the forest and after some time she becomes the queen or the princess. And so she finds her own independence. And so stories that deal with independence, this process of growing your own identity, separate from the family, this is important for children. And stories about this attract children because they want to learn. They have this need and this inner need for this kind of stories. And then the fourth level is what we call creative. You can also say it is about idealist. And so here, these are stories about helping others, stories about morality. And like Super Bunny stories are mostly moral stories. And they work more on the fourth level. We learn the universal moral values. And so you can see every story has a different role in the psychic development of the child. Now the fifth is about intuition. And so here you work more with magic and the universal powers. And the last level we would say pure self. And so the stories that help children reflect on their pure consciousness, on their deepest inner identity. And so we have different stories for different levels of this personal development. And the more children hear stories, the more capable they are at the different levels of their psychic development. And so I don't want to talk too long about this, but if you want, I can send you the whole storytelling school file. And I work out this model of psychic development through storytelling in detail. And later on, I found that there are other people, they have a similar idea, and it's called archetypal pedagogy. And so archetypal pedagogy, they also work with story imagery to help children evolve and grow mature. And now we all know that children who hear more stories, as adults, they have more wisdom and they make better choices in their lives. And so storytelling is actually a very important method for growing the heart and the head. And so wisdom applies not only intellect, but also morality and the deeper values of the personality. So stories grow wisdom, and wisdom helps us make better choices and be better people. And I think that is the purpose of education. And I focus so much on storytelling because this is something that can be applied anywhere in the world. And it is universal. So if we talk about Montessori and this child-centered learning, and this, you need material wealth to set up this kind of learning centers. But for storytelling, you actually don't need any financial resources. And so that's why I'm so much dedicated to storytelling, because I believe that if we want to make a better world through education, storytelling is probably the most effective and most simply applicable method. Okay, so if you want, I can send you the PDF for the whole storytelling schools book. I keep rewriting it, but it's now kind of, today I finished a new editing, so feel free if you want it, just let me know. And so today is actually book 3 for our Kids World. And so here again we have 4 stories. And the first story is about, is this my father? Now, because we are here online, so I will use my story stick because we are using paper puppets. But I want to show you, and this is especially for, those of you who are interested to be more creative, you can use a story apron. And so this is an apron, and the interesting thing is that it is made of, this side is made of felt, butzebu. So a felt is very nice to use for sticking your puppets. And so you can hang your puppets on the story apron. So this is actually a cooking apron. I bought it in China for 7 renminbi. So it is actually very cheap. You don't need to buy a professional storytelling. So maybe if you check in the markets or in the stores, you can find something similar, but one-sided allows you to stick this Velcro, and then you can hang it on your story apron. But today we are going to use the story stick because we're online. Okay. Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story before I go to bed. Ring, 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 ring. Little brother picks up the phone. Hello, I am your father. I am coming home. little brother is so happy. He says, Mama, Mama, Father is coming home. But where is my father? And Mother says, listen. Is this my father? Mama, is this my father? And he looks and he sees it's not his father, it's Uncle Horse. And he says, Mama, Mama, but where is my father? And Mother says, listen. And there comes Mama, is this my father? Is this my father? And he looks and he sees it's Aunt Kangaroo. And he says, Mama, it's not my father. But Mama, Mama, where is my father? And Mother says, listen. And there's another sound. Is this my father? Mother, is this my father? And he looks and he says, it's Cousin Mouse. It's not his father. And he says, but Mama, Mama, where is my father? And Mama says, listen. And now there's another sound. We usually use feet, so it's a little bit hard to make it. Is this my father? Is this my father? Mama, Mama, is this my father? And he looks and then he sees, oh no, it's Grandpa Snake. It's not my father. But he says, Mama, Mama, where is my father? And Mama says, listen. Is this my father? Is this my father? 3 sounds. Then we ask the kids, who do you think is this? And maybe they will guess, maybe they won't guess. Most likely they don't guess. It is Grandma Monkey. Grandma Monkey has a walking stick. She says, Mama, Mama, it's not my father. But he says, where is my father? And and there, who is there? There is my father, so tall, so strong, and so handsome. My good father. And so actually from language teaching, and here we are talking about, is this my father? So we mark the question, it's not my father. So we use this sentence pattern and we repeat it in the story and children pick it up more naturally. And so this kind of story doesn't really have that much of meaning yet. But there is interesting because there is sound. And so I don't know if you noticed when we had the horse, you can clap hands or you can use your feet. Usually I use my feet to make this sound. So the horse, the galloping sound. And then we have the kangaroo. So kangaroo, the kangaroo, he jumps, jumps, jumps. So jump and just to make kangaroo. So let the children try to guess from your clapping sound or your feet sound what, and they participate, okay? Then you have the mouse. So the mouse, actually, usually we use the toes of the feet. And so if you want to clap, you can do it this way. Then we had the snake. So you can shovel your feet off the floor. And then the last one we have grandmother. So grandmother, 3 sounds. So there you have your story. And then your father. And actually, usually we ask the children, now, what is the sound of your father coming home? Because like we've discussed already, and these children have very much, one is security, and second, they need family, the community, protection. So, and they have very clear memories of what the sounds father makes when he comes home, whether he comes home with a car, the scooter, or there's the elevator, or he rings the bell, or the sound of the key, and then he takes off his shoes, and then he says, "Oh, I'm back, my dear children, I'm back," like this. And so all the children, they have something to share usually about this. And then, when we do the father coming home, we always do the happy and all the children know that is father, because for them, father is their safety in the family. And so this story about is this my father, and it's it is actually it's basically about family. And so if you want to teach this story, and you can use this story to talk about family. And so family, in the group I sang some songs about, we are a family of love. Father, mother, sister, brother are my family. We are a family of love. Father, mother, sister, brother are my family. So we focus here on family. And this song is very nice, actually, to do with the children's name. So we are a family of love. And then maybe you can take Peter or Emmy or whoever's names are there. And then the children say their own names, and we can train them to express their own names. And then you say, we are a family. So that's very nice song. I also use it in a story later today with animals. So this is a story about fox and hen and crocodile are my family. And so this very neo-humanist song. So we are a family of love. So there are other songs. And the one I want to share with you is about this. I love this song because it's Chinese melody. I have a sister, her name is Marie. She is as funny can be. One sock is yellow and one sock is blue. And on her left foot she wears her right shoe. This is a very funny song because it's traditional Chinese song but translated into English. I have a sister, her name is Marie. She is as funny can be. One sock is yellow and one sock is blue. And on her left foot she puts her right shoe. Yeah, it's a funny song, and the children love it. So we use this song, do you have a sister? What's her name? And then we ask her, what can she do? So who has a sister? I have a sister. There are many language reinforcing opportunities. And so we review the story, is this my father? And once you feel your kids are confident, then you ask them to make a prop. So this is a very simple prop again for children. And so here is one board, and on half the body is the legs, and the top part is we use different cards. And so actually this story, this also, is this my father? Oh yeah, this is my father. Okay, so they flip the cards and they can tell the story. Is this my father? No, it's frog. No, is this my father? No, it's a giraffe. So actually this is very simple and very cute and very easy to make. Is this my father? Oh no, it's duck. And so it's a small prop, very cute, very lovely, and very practical. And doesn't take much time. And you have to think, and you're building up these children's storytelling ability. And I always hope you keep in mind that what you're doing, you're growing the mind of children. And children who can tell stories, they have more confidence, they have more expressive abilities, they are more articulate to express their thoughts and their opinions. So these are many benefits. So I think this is quite easy. And actually, I very much look forward to see how you do this with your children. So this is this my father? The next story is magic. And before we tell the story, we first have to teach the magic songs. So it is magic, magic, 1, 2, 3. Tell me what you see. Okay, so we do one more time. Magic, magic, 1, 2, 3. Tell me what you see. And so we teach the children the magic words, and so we make them feel that they are doing the magic trick. Okay, so one more time. Magic, magic, 1, 2, 3. Tell me what you see. Now we have a magic hat, okay? And we show the children the magic hat is empty. All right, so children even can put their hand inside and say, yes, yes, it's empty. And then we have cards. So, and then we say, we make a chant. What's this? This is a dog. What's this? This is a house. Now we put it in the magic hat and we say the magic words. Magic, magic, 1, 2, 3. Tell me what you see. And da 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 da. There comes the card, and it's a dog house. Now, this point, we usually ask the children to clap their hands. They say, yes, teacher, magic is good. And then we continue. What's this? This is a sun. What's this? This is a flower. Now we put it in the magic hat, and we say the magic words. Magic, magic, 1, 2, 3. Tell me what you see. And there is the sunflower. Children clap their hands. This is a star. What's this? This is a star. What's this? This is a fish. Now we put inside the magic hat, we say the magic words. Magic, magic, 1, 2, 3. Tell me what you see. And da 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 da. There is a starfish. And so actually when the children are small, they usually have no idea what you are doing. But actually for your information, there are 2 pockets. So one side is empty, and the other side has the combination cards. And so this kind of magic hat is very easy to use for many different vocabularies. For example, numbers. You put in 1 and another 1 and 2 comes out. Or you put in colors. You put blue and yellow and out comes green. are red and yellow, out comes orange. And so the magic hat is actually quite nice. And so we play with the children. And I don't know if you remember, in the kids yoga, we have the song, put on your magic shoes, magic shoes, magic shoes. Put on your magic shoes and show us what you can do. Put on your magic shoes, magic shoes, magic shoes. Put on your magic shoes and we will do it with you. And so we can use this same idea of magic in doing yoga poses. And yeah, it's very happy. And so we use magic for different activities. And after our children are familiar with this, then we make our children's size prop. Now today I wanted to show you, it's very easy. If you have a piece of paper near you, maybe you can get paper, and ideally it should be square, okay? And what you do is you first fold it into a triangle, so you have a better idea of what is the center. And then you fold one side in and then you fold the other side. So here you have, actually it looks like one pocket, but actually you have here a second pocket. Okay, so you glue here or you tape it here, and here you can put your cards. And then, of course, we have to chop off the top, so it really looks like a proper magic hat. And then the children can decorate their magic hat with whatever magic stars or whatever they like to do. And well, then you can play, because you need some cards, and then they can play. And then they have their hidden pocket and then the open pocket, and this is lots of fun for the children. And yeah, I feel stories telling empowers children. And I look at our dream for a better world, then I think, what is better than storytelling and more universal? And you can say music can be also included in storytelling. Art, storytelling. Dance can be in storytelling. But the fundamentals of storytelling don't change. And the story, it's communicating one person to another person. And we like to use props, and especially because we use a foreign language. And prop making is also an art activity, so that's fun actually. Yeah, so I think this is also very practical and very nice to do with children. And so, yeah, try it out. So that is about magic and the magic hat. Now we continue with the third story. And the third story's topic is Grandma's birthday. And actually, when I'm in the class, I use the storyboard. And actually, this is also quite interesting and very easy to make. So I was thinking I still need to show you, and then you have an idea what you can make your own choices, okay? So here, there are a lot of moving pieces. So this story is about little brother. And little brother is going to grandma, because it's grandma's birthday. So he puts on his coat. Sorry. He puts on his coat and he gets his suitcase. Oh, he has shoes, sorry. One shoe. So he puts on his shoes. This is an interesting thing. When I started storytelling, I was worried my children would think, why so slow? but actually the children like slow. And he goes to the bus stop. And Mama said, you have to go with the green bus. Vroom, 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 vroom. There is a red bus. He said, it's not my bus. And the bus, vroom, 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 goes away. And then there comes, anyway, there are other buses. Oh, here, the yellow bus. Vroom, 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 vroom. It's not my bus. And the bus goes away. And then there comes the green bus. That's my bus. So he gets on the bus. And you know, as English teachers, we have this song, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. So anyway, you can do it if you like that song. And a little brother, he sees suitcase bus stop out. He sees trees and he says, hello trees. And the trees say, shh. And then he sees cow. And he says, hello cow. And the cow says, moo. And then little brother, he is tired. Little brother falls asleep. And little brother has a dream. He's dreaming about a tiger. And he says, that's a bad dream. Go away, bad dream. So the bad dream goes away. And there comes another dream, and he's dreaming about a crocodile. And he said, that's a bad dream too. Go away. The dream goes away. Little brother wakes up. And then he sees so many cars. It's a traffic jam. Oh, so many cars. The bus is not moving. Then cars go away, but still the bus is not moving. And do you know why? There is a traffic light. Now here I like to sing the traffic light song. Red, yellow, and green make a traffic light. Red, yellow, and green make a traffic light. Red means stop, green means go, and yellow means watch out. Watch out. In Taiwan, a yellow light, people go faster. In China, when there's yellow light, people slow down. I don't know in Indonesia or Vietnam what is the habit. But anyway, we use this song to train them about red lights and green lights and yellow lights. Okay, then it's green light, the bus is going, and there are so many houses. And then there are so many flowers. And everybody knows when you see many flowers, there is grandma. And little brother comes out of the bus and he says, Grandma, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So there is the song. And that is the end of this story. Actually, it is very interesting. Every Monday, I usually ask my children, what did you do yesterday? Oh, I went to grandma's home. Now, what did you see? Oh, I saw trees, I saw the cow, I saw, this is how this story came. And so I asked my children, what did you see? And then I thought, well, I should make a story that is close to their reality. And it's very simple and actually it's quite, nothing happens. But this is a children's life. They see the world very simply. And so I want to show you storyboard. And so this is a storyboard, and in the back side I have a story pocket to put all those things, because they can get lost. You don't want to miss them. So there's like an envelope, and then this is where I tell the story. Everything is packed together. And so this is another idea. It's grandma's birthday, and yeah, I think my children, they like simple, and the simpler the things are, the more relatable, and they can understand. And I find simple is more difficult to make. Now I sent to your chat, I sent some. These are grandma's glasses. This is grandma's hat. And this is the way she folds her hands and lays them in her lap. These are grandpa's glasses. And this is grandpa's hat. And this is the way he folds his arm as he takes a nap. These are baby's glasses, and this is baby's hat, and she cries her eyes when she's upset. It's a traditional chant. I thought it's quite cute. These are and that rhythm. These are grandma's glasses, and this is grandma's hat, and this is the way she folds her hand and lays them in her lap. These are grandpa's glasses, and this is grandpa's hat, and this is the way he folds his hands as he takes a nap. These are baby's glasses, and this is baby's hat, and this is the way he cries when he's upset. Yeah, it's cute. Now, actually, for this story activity, we are teaching, because in the lesson extensions, we're teaching the children about rooms. So, in the book, we make an envelope like this. This is kind of, like a small envelope, and you cut out the small window. And then we have to ask the children to guess, where is grandmother? Okay, so this is the bedroom. Is grandma in the bedroom? And the children say, no, she's not in the bedroom. And so we have 3 cards, and both sides have pictures of rooms in the house. Now, where is grandma? Is she in the living room? Say, no, she's not in the living room. Now, where is grandma? So we change this one. Now, where is grandma? Is grandma in the bathroom? And then the children, maybe they can see that actually grandma is in the bathroom. They say, no, it's not grandma, it's grandpa. So then what we do is we have a marker, and we can, and we can quickly draw grandma somewhere else. And then we can continue to play this activity. Now, so grandpa is in the bathroom, and now where is grandma? Is grandma in the kitchen? No, she's not in the kitchen. Is grandma in the dining room? No, she's not in the dining room. Is grandma in the garden? No, it's not grandma, but who's in the garden? There is the baby. The baby is in the garden. So now where is grandma? So you can continue to draw and then finally maybe you want grandma in the bed. So here is grandma, and the children find her. She is in the bedroom. The main point is the children learn living room, bedroom, kitchen, dining room, garden. These 6. So there are 6 target vocabulary. So you have 3 cards, and both sides you draw the pictures of whatever rooms there are in the houses where you live. And children can learn, and because the story itself is a little bit long for children. So this is the 3rd story. So that is the 3rd story, and the 4th story is the big egg. So now actually we are moving more and more out from the vocabulary stories and sentence pattern stories, and we're coming closer to general stories. The following story is called The Big Egg, and actually because I know some of my friends, they have never seen this. This is actually the original size, my story prop, and this is how I made it when I used to tell to my children, and before I used to go out for these kind of workshops. And so I make very big props, and you know, some of the things are gone. So, but actually it's quite nice, and you know, big is very attractive to children. So it's more kind of attention drawing when it's bigger, and this is, you know, how it hatches and it comes out a crocodile in the story. So afterwards we make small eggs, and everything is smaller, so it's more convenient. And so those days I didn't have separate pictures. I put all the characters in this story on this side, and the other side there is the fox. And there was a Miss Hen, but Miss Hen, she is no longer with us. That is from like 20 years ago, maybe 15 years. Okay, tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story before I go to bed. Miss Hen has 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. 3 small eggs and 1 big egg. And she said, "Tock, tock, 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 tock. Whose egg is this?" And she's walking and walking and walking with her eggs, and there she sees Mrs. Pig. And she takes the big egg and she says, "Is this your egg?" And Miss Pig says, "It's not my egg." And Miss Hen says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And again, she's walking and walking and walking. And she said, "Tock, tock, 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 tock. Whose egg is this?" And she sees Mrs. Cat. And she says, "Is this your egg?" And Miss Cat says, "Meow, meow, it's not my eggs." Of course not. Cats don't lay eggs, okay? Never mind. So she says, "Sorry, sorry." And then she's walking and walking, and she says, "Tock, tock, 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 tock. Whose egg is this?" So the whole story continues. There's Miss Dog, there is Mrs. Cow, and finally there comes Fox. And Fox says, "Yes, this is my egg. But are these her eggs? No, she wants to eat them." She says, "Go away, Miss Hen." And Mrs. Fox, she goes with the eggs and says, "Ha, ha, 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 I like eggs." But then the little eggs are hatching. What is coming out? Little chickens. And the fox says, "I like chickens." But then the big egg is hatching, and what is coming out? Now here the children will guess, but you've already seen the answer. There comes a crocodile. And the crocodile says, "Fox, don't eat my brothers and sisters." And the fox is scared of crocodile, and he runs away, and they call, "Mrs. Hen, Mrs. Hen." And she comes back, and they go home and they sing, "We are a family of love. Mother hen, baby chickens, and crocodile are my family." So here we still have our sentence pattern. So is this your egg? No, it's not my egg. Talk, 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 talk. Whose egg is this? So the repetition is still there, and our children need that to build up their language skills. And but now there is more storyline. Okay. And now for this activity, you can make the paper puppets and you can let them play with it. If their children are big enough, we have a game. Usually we lay this on the table. And here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eggs. Maybe you can do more. And so then we ask the kids, you have to choose one animal that lays eggs. And so maybe they say turtle, okay? Now the turtle is looking for his egg. So where is his egg? Now is this his egg? And so they choose one egg and then they turn and then they see, oh no, it's a snake's egg. So, and then another one will come and says, where is the turtle's egg? And maybe choose another one and then they see an ostrich egg. It's not a turtle's egg. So in this case, I use colors. In my classroom, we also played with sizes. So that time I wanted children to focus on small, medium, and large. And so it's a kind of math thinking that they develop this skill to see different sizes. And here you up to you. You can use colors, you can use shapes, you can use sizes, maybe thickness. That's also interesting. And children can feel the thickness of the paper. You can stick different layers together. And so this is how we play. Where is my egg? And the children have to keep on choosing till they memorize, oh, the green egg is turtle and the purple egg is the ostrich and so on. Yeah, it's a nice activity. So, and then once they know the eggs, you can ask them now, whose egg is this? Now, Emmy, do you remember whose egg is this? Anybody? Yeah, you're good. It's the ostrich egg, so you get 1 point. And whose egg is this? Anybody?
Frog's egg?
What did you say?
Frog?
Turtle. Yeah. So anyway, so you can review the language. You want to, because whose egg is this? And so you want to help children review this language. Yeah. So story activities and extension activities and playing. And this is how I train my children. And you have to understand it's a process. So in the first maybe 1 or 2 years, and especially if you use English as a foreign language, the story content is still very limited because the language skills are limited. But after that, you can get children involved in more meaningful and interesting stories. But you know, here children learn so many things, and they just don't learn only language, they learn expression, comprehension, analytical thinking, they learn prediction, what is going to happen, and they learn, you know, today I was reading about some research on storytelling. It's a training of the imagination. Our words are very limited. So, for example, when we speak something, we have to imagine a bigger world behind the words. Okay? So, to get meaning from the words, we have to learn to imagine. And so storytelling helps children to imagine things, to see things that they don't hear or they don't see in the pictures, but they create it in their own imagination. Now, psychologists now say if you don't have imagination, you cannot develop morality. You cannot develop rational thinking, critical thinking. If you have no imagination, you cannot imagine the consequences of your actions. And so imagination has to be developed, has to be trained if you want to be a better person. And when I was in the Netherlands a few years ago, I went to a museum, and the museum was in an old prison. So it was called a prison museum. And it was showing the justice system. And maybe it was it was very interesting because there was a lot of history, and also I think it's very interesting for schools to see how the justice system operates in the courtroom. Now they also had a video, and I was very shocked by that video. It was a video with the interview with somebody who robbed a girl from her smartphone. So they asked this boy, why did you rob this girl? Why did you take her smartphone? And this boy, he said, well, I wanted a phone. But then the interviewer asked him, don't you understand that she will feel very sad if you take the phone? And he said, I cannot feel her. I cannot feel that pain. I wanted that phone, so I went for that phone. When I heard that interview, then I realized that this boy, he has no imagination. He cannot imagine what other people feel. He cannot understand how other people experience the results of his actions. And I feel that is a failure of education. And we give children skills, we give children knowledge, but we also have to give children imagination to see your actions and think through the consequences of your actions. And so this is wisdom, and storytelling trains this. And so the role of imagination is not only in morality, it's not only in critical thinking, it's not only in language, it's also in math. So math skills, if you have good math, it usually means you have very good imaginative abilities. Now, imagination can be trained, and this ability to see through, to feel before things happen, that can be trained. And I think storytelling is the best way. And so if, as for example, in neo-humanist education, we always say we want to give education, and through this education, we want to build a better society. But in my opinion, at least the first 10 years of children's lives, up to grade 3, we have to have intensive storytelling in the schools. And the whole curriculum, in my opinion, should be centered on storytelling. And from the storytelling, we can do reading, we can do the math, we can do whatever else we have to do, geography, history, civics. We can bring everything within the context of stories. Story-centered curriculum. And I say these things because I have been doing this in my school, and actually for at least 22, 23 years. And I have seen the results that storytelling has on children, on their expressive abilities, their personalities, and their confidence. And I think this is what we want for our students. We want them to shine. And some people, they say we should like the more traditional way. The more traditional way has asked children to memorize a lot, and there's a lot of rote learning. I'm not against that. Um, I think every location has its own culture, but I would encourage people to try out storytelling and connect whatever you do with other with stories. Online, I see some teachers they use stories as an introduction to what they want to teach. I would put it at the heart of what we want to teach. Um, and the reason is that if we don't put stories at the center of the curriculum, we are going to train children to use maybe more their head and not listen to their heart. Now, if you help children grow, they can grow with their head, they can ignore the heart, and they can ignore their inner feelings and their, whatever they want to bring up. But this way, you're training children to, you're mentally handicapped. You block their full potential, their holistic development. And storytelling gives children the space to explore and pick up what they can understand. There is no fixed target for them, and you keep on building up, and you have confidence in the process, and you see that children through more stories they become very capable. And so, in my opinion, storytelling is a way not just for learning a language, but actually for growing people who are more sensitive, more moral, and have more wisdom. And I think this is what we want in neo-humanist schools. And so this is my passion. Anybody, any questions? Jesse? Any questions? Anybody from Zoom? Anybody, any questions? Anything you want to share? Hi, you look so cute. You don't want to sleep?
I just want to say hello to you.
So sweet. I love you. Thank you. I can see you.
Hello.
Hi. Well, it's late. You should go to bed, Yeah. Any questions, teachers? Anybody? Didi Ananda Suveda, any questions?
I just have some feedback. Just now when you say the the 5 stages, right?
Yes.
The physical security, then family protection, independence. Are these connected with our koshas?
I would say so. They can be connected. Yeah.
Okay, so from this, that means indirectly that we can help the kids to develop their koshas, open up.
Yeah, you can say like that. You see, in yoga philosophy, we have 5 layers of the mind. And so the Western model of the mind has the conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious. So the unconscious, everybody knows, it's 99% of the mind. And it actually occupies the biggest part of the mind. So in the Indian philosophy, yoga philosophy, the unconscious mind is divided into 3 layers. And the first one is called is more intuitive. The second one is the pure knowledge. And so Didi, I've been very, actually, been a little bit flexible because you cannot say that, you can say intuition and creativity actually all can belong to Atimana's kosha. And I would have to adjust it but I try to simplify the things a little. But for example, morality also applies to the fourth layer of the mind, and intuition actually also applies to fifth layer. So Atimanas, usually we say, is intuition. And maybe there is something to be discussed. I think I've so far this yoga philosophy is quite abstract for many people. And then I went to this Yadurani school in the Netherlands, and she has a neo-humanist school with 17 classrooms, very successful. And she follows what she called the rainbow program. And actually she opened my eyes to actually simplifying this. And she has different languages. She's more, what I used, what I feel is more applicable for us here. I think that we have to have a deep discussion about how far it can go. The kosha so far I've heard is more abstract. And here we try to be very practical and what things we can observe. And I think that was the beautiful thing what Yadurani did in the Netherlands, is that whatever she talked about is what people could actually see in the children. And so before I heard her talk about these koshas, and I was kind of stuck with this abstract idea of the koshas. And then I heard her talks before in the conferences. I shook my head like that. I couldn't follow. But when I saw her school and I saw how she applies it practically, then I had a feeling, yes, there is something. But my application is different from hers. I see it is the story imagery and the archetypal story imagery. But the archetypal stories and the archetypes, they also depend on the propensities. And so the propensities actually shape archetypes. And so it links up with our yoga quite nicely. It can integrate as a whole. But I think, I hope maybe one day we can have detailed discussion with very knowledgeable people about koshas and whether this approach can match. I try to simplify it because our audience is not yet there. But I think what you've seen is from the physical to the community to the intellectual independence, then creativity, intuition, and then to the pure self. So there is a kind of inner growth path, and I think that is at this point maybe good enough for our audience. Thank you, Didi. Any other questions? Any question? Emmy, any question? Anything you want to say, Emmy?
I have no question.
Really? Then I think we finished today, and very happy to see everybody, and look forward to seeing you using these small story props with your children, and see you next week. Any questions, send to the chat group, okay? All right, good night, everybody. Have sweet dreams.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Didi.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Yeah, namaskar. Bye-bye.